Now this is part 2 to my dog jokes. I have part 1, and I'm going to do a dog and pony show. You've heard of that. I was horsing around last night and I wrote some more jokes. Now the golden retriever that I had in the first video, he was an all-American dog that wanted to, he asked Santa Claus if he could lead Santa's sleigh next Christmas, because he wanted to go from tree to shining tree. Now, hold your horses, don't leave yet, stick around. I've got some horse jokes for you. It'll be a cold day in hell before I run out of jokes. Now, I'll start with a unicorn. That's the first of my many corny jokes. Now, when Roy Rogers pulled the trigger, Roy Rogers' horse was Trigger, he shot forward and went shopping at Target. They went day after day until Trigger memorized the trail. It was target practice. And Trigger was real happy when he learned the path. He was Trigger happy. Now, why don't cowboys ride cows? Why do they ride horses? Why don't they ride cows? They're called cowboys. Now, Pancho, the Cisco Kid, his horse was named Loco. He lived in a local stable, and they made glue from horses. Did you know they make glue from horses? Isn't that crazy? And with Pancho's with Pancho's horse Loco, they made crazy glue. But this is super glue, and the makers didn't know whether to make it soup or glue. So they call it super glue because they said it'll stick to your ribs when you eat it. So that's why it's super glue. Now the Lone Ranger had a horse named Silver, and he invested in silver in the stock market and rode it out. The Canadian Mounted Police are looking for a drunk moron who saw a billboard that said "Drink Canada Dry," and he hasn't been seen since. Remember, Mr. Ed could talk, but he had trouble growing up because he was a little horse. Mr. Ed was a little horse growing up. Now, Wilbur bought him some donuts at Best Buy. I bet you probably don't know that Best Buy sells donuts, do you? If you look at the package, it'll say Best Buy January 19th. Anyway, Mr. Ed didn't like the flavor Wilbur bought, saying he was a horse of a different crawler. A donut is a crawler. He said he was a horse of a different color, and then he said some off-crawler remarks. Wilbur went out and did donuts in the driveway. I used to gamble on horses. On April 4th of 04, I drove 44 miles an hour to the 4th racetrack I saw on 4th Street. I bet $4 on horse number 4 in the 4th race. He was 44 to 1 to win. Guess what happened? He finished 4th. How do they know for sure how many horses are needed for a 360 horsepower engine? Do they test it with 360 horses? Now my horse played baseball. He was a fast runner on the bases, but he always made a short stop between 2nd and 3rd. That saddled him in contract negotiations, and they used that as a basis for their argument basis. Now there was a book about horses named Radish. It was you read the book? It was read a lot, Radish, at the beginning, and it turned out all white at the end, horseradish. But then it spoiled and turned dark, so they changed the name of the book to Black Beauty. Now I don't want to stir up any controversy, so I won't say who let the horse out of the barn. Well, okay, it was Barnes and Noble. They thought it was a noble thing to do. A man went into Payless and asked if they had horseshoes. Why? Asked the lady. Are you their pimp? Horseshoes? No, he replied, I just want to pay less. Now my horse knew magic, but only one trick. He learned it listening to the group One Trick Pony. I wrote all these jokes in one night. I used the Pony Express. My racehorse ate my grains and got migraine headaches and the flu, but then he would feel his oats and he flew around the track. I buy horse meat at Aldi's. I have something in common with them. I got all D's in high school. I'm just horsing around. I got A's and B's. I tried to be a straight A student, but got stung with a few B's. Now Paul Revere had a horse he couldn't ride during the day. His horse was a nightmare. Couldn't ride during the day. His horse was a nightmare. It was his famous midnight ride. I fed my horse a la carte off the menu, but then realized I was putting the a la carte in front of the horse. I fed him bread. He was a purebred horse, but sometimes he ate hors d'oeuvres, hors d'oeuvres. Now, Jesus rode a horse when he did the Sermon on the Mount. God bless you. You've been a great audience. Thank you. And one more thing. Horses run wild in the pasture. But I don't want to... I'm going to stop now soon because it'll be past your bedtime soon. Past your bedtime if I don't stop. So, okay, bye.